Welcome back to Little Snickers, baby. I'm Mike Rainey. This is my co-host, Cal Donjala.
Hey, Mikey. How you doing, pal?
I'm good, buddy, but I would have been a lot better if you had listened to Danny Dubs and just moved the fuck over like he asked you to. So now we got to sit here, and the frame looks like we're a couple of fucking dickheads, all because you wouldn't move over a few inches.
This isn't how I wanted to start.
Well, I'm sorry, but I have to air this out before we can go any further.
No one would have known.
Danny Dubs is the expert. He knows how to film shit.
Why didn't you speak up? Fucking Sweden-ass, neutral-ass bitch over there. Fucking say something next time. You're waiting to fucking till we start. Fucking railroad my ass.
Dude, I'm just going to call 911 next time and have you taken out of here in handcuffs.
Wait until Jake comes back. I'm telling him.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Jake, we're getting even closer to finding you.
Jake,
Man, we're this close.
I think I know where you are.
Me too, buddy. It's one of two places. We've narrowed it down to a Burger King and a Taco Bell. Maybe a McDonald's, too. So it's one of those three places. We're coming, buddy.
We'll find you.
We're getting there, man. You just keep eating. We'll be all right.
Hold out.
We're just getting hotter for you the longer this takes. But I have a feeling next week or the week after we're going to find Jake.
Yeah, I feel the same. About 2 weeks from now, we'll have him back.
I agree, buddy.
All right.
All right. So now that we've cleared our disagreements, again, all you had to do was just move your couch down maybe 4 fucking inches, and Danny Dubs could have had the shot he wanted. But
I'm over here arguing that the furniture didn't move from last week. Meanwhile, you had moved the furniture 3 to 4 inches that way. It's just your fault.
I watched a feng shui video, dude.
And they said to move your furniture by the length of your dick.
Yeah.
Classic feng shui.
Well, it clearly fucking worked, so.
Fried your ass.
All right, let's get to this.
We ready?
I am, and I have never wanted a more Little Snickers podcast more than your fucking bullshit ass Impractical Jokers podcast more than I want it tonight, pal.
You want my Impracticals to win?
No, dickhead.
Yeah?
I wanted to print you. Fuck off.
Well, it's supposed to be me versus you. That's the coin flip.
All right, yeah, and I want a fucking Little Snickers episode.
Oh, yeah. But the thing is that they're all little stinkers. Those 4 jokers are 4 of the biggest little stinkers you could ever find. All right, anyway.
All right.
Fucking
I'll give you that.
coin flip for what we're going to talk about. If you win the coin flip, we're going to talk about a serial killer, some kind of murder guy.
I can't believe you think my dick's 4 inches. I don't even want to do this anymore.
Dude, there's no way it's more than 5 inches. What's the big deal?
Welcome back to Micro Podcast. I'm your
And if I win the coin flip, we do an episode about one of the Impractical Jokers. Here we go. Woo! Not this week.
Suck it, nerd. Suck my 4-inch dick, you fucking bitch.
Bring out your fucking microscope and I'll take a look at it.
Do you think it would be more fun because it's less work, or do you think it would just be a hassle to suck a 4-inch dick?
I don't think it would be fun. I don't think that would be fun.
Would you ham it up if you had to suck somebody's 4-inch dick?
Ham it up? How? Like trying to be like, oh, good God.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how can you fucking fake ham it up when your hand is bigger than it?
Dude, one time, this was pretty early on when my wife and I started dating. We were getting in the heat of it. She said, give me that big dick. And we both just instantly started laughing. Not 4 inches, though. Bigger than 4 inches, but still.
Yeah, I'll give you 5.
All right, buddy. So now that we're doing a Little Snickers episode, I came across somebody, one of our patrons recommended this guy, and I'm so glad that they did, because I just didn't believe that there would ever come a time where we would get to cover a gay serial killing Santa Claus.
What the fuck? Damn, that sounds like you just pulled 3 things out of a bingo ball fucking thing. Gay Santa Claus. Serial killer.
Oh, and Canadian, too.
All right. Santa Claus thing makes more sense. It's where the North Pole is.
I like the way you think, man. Not as far as dicks, but as far as serial killers. All right, so he's the pride of Lindsay, Ontario. This gentleman was born October 8th, 1951. His name is Bruce McArthur.
That's one of the more recent,
Very recent.
newer people.
Dude, they found this motherfucker in 2018.
No shit.
So this is fresh.
Damn. We could have worked this case.
Dude, we probably still could, because I don't know that they've solved all the murders that he probably committed.
like there's people that have died that are not connected to him, but probably are.
There's so many, and like in a little bit, like I'm going to get to like some other shit that he might be connected to.
Mm-hmm.
However, he pleaded guilty to 8 murders.
Okay, damn.
But I don't think that's all that he was involved with.
Yeah.
For one thing, he was fucking, I think he was 60 when he committed the first murder that he pleaded guilty to. And typically people don't just start committing fucking murder when they're in their 60s.
Yeah. So the heat was on him for that one specific, so he copped to it. But you're thinking he's got a decade or two before getting
Plenty
caught.
more, man.
Yeah.
Plenty more to that.
Interesting.
On a funny note, I was watching this criminology professor talk about research that he does, and one of the things was he compiles like statistics for just collecting data on thousands of murders, and the average age that I think a serial killer is like 28, and then it gradually declines the older people get. But then there was a spike in the age of 42, which is what I am right now. So I still got 2 months. If I wanted to start, I could right now and still fit in.
All right. Hey, never too late.
I'm getting there, baby. All right. So
Don't kill anybody, Mike, please.
I would never, John.
All right. Yeah, you're too kind.
Thank you. That really means a lot to me.
Yeah, I don't think any serial killers are out there giving fucking
Dude, and
money to homeless people, you know?
And I think you're a very kind person, too. So right now, I'm going to give you a chance to give a more accurate representation of how big you think my dick is. All right. Second and final chance. How big do you think my bird is?
6 inches.
Thank you, John. That's all I wanted to hear, dude. Was it that hard?
Was it that hard? I get it.
You devil.
Is it fair to say?
Ah, you devil. All right. So Bruce McArthur, he grew up on a farm. Like many of our other serial killers that we've covered, his dad was a real motherfucker, Malcolm McArthur. So there was a lot of tension in his household because Malcolm and his mother Isla, they came from different faiths. So Malcolm was Presbyterian and his mom was Catholic, so they would often fight. And then Bruce would come to his mother's aid, and anytime he would do that, fucking Malcolm would lose his shit.
Beat his ass?
I don't know that he beat his ass, but he would definitely make fun of him.
Is there a cornier fucking argument to get in than your religion?
Like dick size, maybe. Maybe if like the wife had said, "You 4-inch dick having motherfucker," I could see.
Dude,
I couldn't imagine, man.
I don't know. I guess people were more into believing in fucking religion back then, but like, dude, to argue with...
I know. Super lame.
Yeah.
Did you go to Catholic school?
Yeah.
Did you like it or no?
No, I mean, I had fun
Mm-hmm.
with my friends and all, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I would have got my fucking ass beat if I went to public school. Who knows?
Yeah. That's how I feel about me not going to public school. I felt as though I was ripe for getting fucked with.
Yeah.
And I kind of lucked out that I went to Catholic school too. But again, going back to what you said, like there was never a time where I would consider arguing about what we were taught in theology.
No.
You gotta be a real fucking psychopath to do that shit. So going back to the way the dad treated him, there's no evidence of fucking that I found of him whipping his ass. However, he would bust Bruce balls about his perceived lack of masculinity.
Damn. All right. I mean, that's pretty rough too.
Yeah, when you're a
Yeah.
fucking kid getting fucking roasted by your dad
Yeah.
about how soft you are,
That's
the makings of a fucking gay Santa serial killer.
that might hurt more than the lashings.
I would rather take a fucking lashing
Yeah.
than have my dad call me a fucking bitch ass
Fuck
Santa.
Sabrina. You'll never be a fucking gay Santa, bitch.
All right, so the dad's fucking roasting his ass, and then he's ripe for fucking getting bullied too. One, because he's kind of like a very sensitive kid, and two, when he goes to school, he goes to a one-room schoolhouse.
Whoa.
So he's with these motherfuckers all day. Like there's no let up. Like
Yeah,
he's very
yeah.
soft, and on top of that too, he's a fucking tattletale.
Damn. That's not gonna help your cause.
Not at all, buddy. I found an interview with an old classmate of his named Rob McEachern, who says he was a very sweet boy.
Yeah.
He had a voice like an angel too.
No way.
But anytime kids were doing something they weren't supposed to and the teacher didn't see it, fucking bitch-ass Bruce would go right to the teacher to tattle on everybody.
Fuck. That sucks.
So Bitch behavior.
Yeah.
Kind of see where his dad's coming from with the tattletale shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so that one-room schoolhouse shit only goes on for a little bit, and eventually he ends up going to secondary school, which is more like a normal school.
Yeah.
The place where he goes, it's called Fenelon Falls Secondary School. And there's something very interesting about this area, Fenelon Falls. So every fall they have a special event. And as soon as I saw it, I instantly pictured us going there together. It's a motorcycle ride. And these gentlemen who take part in this motorcycle ride call themselves the Butter Tart Bandits. So,
Oh my God,
so
dude.
in this area where Fenelon Falls is, it's a part of a broader area called Coarthus Northumberland, which consists of this beautiful landscape where there's over 350 lakes and rivers. Now, the Butter Tart tour that the Butter Tart Bandits make comes about because all the bakeries in the area have like these delicious butter tarts. That's what the area is known for.
All right.
And these Butter Tart Bandits.
Maybe somebody make something different. One of you maybe make a strudel. That's all we have to fucking eat in this town is butter tarts.
Dude,
God damn.
I gotta show you this fucking video, Job. But there's a video of the Butter Tart Bandits making this trek, and it says something like, "Don't be surprised if they eat your butter tart and leave without speaking to you, and only give you a polite nod, showing that they enjoyed the butter tart."
That's written on the back of their vests? What? That's so many words. Just, all I got to say is if you can read this, the butter tart fell off.
You think that's bad? That's just the prospects. Dude.
Yes, dude, some Sons of Anarchy humor.
Dude, as far
How
as
many,
I'm
how many are there?
I don't know, but as far as if they had a show about them, I think it would be Sons of Bakery. I don't know, John. Could be.
I think it would.
All right, but in the video there was only 2 of them.
There's only 2 bandits?
Yeah, so
Is it the fucking Harry and Marv? Just switch their name again?
but I thought it would be something you might want to do together.
Well, we're going to double the size of the crew.
I know, man. Just think of how powerful we would be.
Damn,
So
dude.
we could run the meth operation of the Butter Tart Bandits. I can handle prostitution, unless you want to take it.
I think that's going to be your area, big
All
guy.
right, thank you, buddy. All right, so that's part of what Fenelon Falls is known for, their Butter Tart tour.
Unbelievable.
So even though Bruce McArthur is clearly gay, he gets a girlfriend in high school. This woman, Janice. He meets her in high school. They're high school sweethearts. And by the time they graduate, they're still together. Now, some things that I thought were pretty funny about Bruce's time in high school, I found an excerpt from his yearbook. So he's an effeminate boy who ends up telling on everybody and is constantly getting roasted by his dad, and he's just an absolute bitch. What would you say his nickname was in high school? And I don't know if this is a misprint or not.
I don't know. You got to tell me.
Snoppy. I have no idea what that means, and I don't know if it's a misprint for Snoopy,
Yeah. Fucking 1P was supposed to be an O.
but that motherfucker is
Snoppy.
forever
2
known as
Ps?
Snoppy. Yep, Snoppy.
Yeah, let's just say it's not a misprint.
All right, so this motherfucker's got to live with being a serial killer and being known as Snoppy.
Who named him Snoppy?
I don't know.
Fucking A. One of the butter tart biscuit bandits.
Oh, dude, I forgot to tell you this, but when we did the Lyle Menendez, the Menendez brothers episode, I was trying to find out more about Jose Menendez's life in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and I went on Classmates.
Yeah, what was his nickname? Or like
the
fucking
aquatic fucking Lothario or something
mermaid,
like that?
some shit.
Yeah, the merman.
Yeah.
All right. So I went on classmates.com to see what I can find about him. And in typing in his name, I accidentally created a Jose Menendez profile. And I get notifications anytime people visit Jose Menendez profile. So people have been logging on, thinking Jose Menendez is updating his profile on his website.
That fucking rules.
So I'm sorry to anybody who's checked that out and recognizes that Jose Menendez just wasn't faking.
Maybe they just think it's a spooky October thing.
It could be, man.
Back
I'm gonna go
from
with
the
that.
dead.
All right, so 2 other things. His pastime was listed as a good argument.
Snoppies?
Snoppy's was, which is ironic considering how many people ended up pleading for their life with him.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to write.
And then what do you think he guessed as to what his future held?
Was he going to be a straight Santa Claus? Uppercase underline straight Santa Claus.
As far as what his future held, he said, "Your guess is as good as mine."
Oh man,
Yeah.
he might have known.
Mm-hmm. So he might have had an inkling. So, and anyway, he graduates in 1970, and then he and Janice continue their life together. They end up getting married in 1975. Now, a couple years prior, he ends up getting a gig. So they married in 1975. In 1973, he gets a gig at a place called Eaton's Department Store. The significance here is that Eaton's is located in Toronto's, it's a few blocks outside of Toronto's gay village.
Okay.
All right. So now, dude, imagine you're trying to walk the fucking literal straight and narrow, and you're trying to support your family and do the best you can, and the fucking universe brings you right to the gay village, dude.
Is that really what it's called? The gay village?
Yep.
That's their gay neighborhood.
Yes.
Where do you live?
The
I
gay
live
village.
in the gay village.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It's only a few square blocks. There's some incredible businesses there, which I'll mention later on in here. But anyway, like, he's dick deep in the fucking gay village. Now, going back to what you had asked me at the beginning of this, in regards to him just starting serial killing in his 60s, you know, pleading guilty to 8 murders, it's worth noting that from 1975 to 1978, there were 14 men that turned up dead that were regulars in the gay village.
3 years.
3 years, there were 14 guys that ended up getting killed. Some were missing. Some they found. There were half of the cases were solved, and half of those 14 cases are still cold cases. Now, during this time, Bruce McArthur's in his 20s. So even though he hasn't been linked to any of those murders, that would be about the time that men typically get into murdering if they're going to become serial killers. So that was in 1969, homosexual behavior was decriminalized in Canada. So there was a lot of animosity from police because police would just go through there, just fuck people up. Gay people felt unsafe. There's a lot of discrimination, a lot of violence, and a lot of times too, when crimes would happen, they just wouldn't get reported because they knew they wouldn't get listened to, and they knew the cops would fuck with them.
Yeah.
So I think in a lot of cases, if there were 14 documented murders or suspected murders, there were probably more that just never even got mentioned.
What could these cops go do? You said gay behavior was made.
Like they would raid
illegal?
bathhouses.
Yeah,
like, just to fuck
they'd
with guys.
Be finding guys like in the act.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything that
It's not good guys just fucking whistling, walking down the street, looking fabulous. And
you could probably
hey.
crack them for that. Let me get my nightstick and crack you for that.
Damn.
So they really fucked with people. Like there was like people. If you were suspected of gay behavior, you could lose a job. You could get evicted. You could be denied public service.
This is before Canada became nice? What the fuck?
Dude, Canada decriminalizing homosexual behavior might have been when they became nice.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't too long ago where that was happening. So 1969 is when that happened.
Damn.
All right.
Was that a thing in America? Like besides
it could have been like that
sodomy?
Late. No, it could have been like that late. I imagine maybe in like the early fucking 20th century, maybe.
Uh-huh.
But I can't imagine that. I don't know. I'm a fucking moron, so who knows?
That's crazy. Never heard that.
But it's super fucked up, and it's definitely worth noting considering how many of those murders went unsolved. And dude, a lot of like the fucking murders from that time period ended up fitting his MO, where even though some of the men were missing, some of the men were fucking found. They were beaten. They were tied to beds. They were strangled. Some of the men were stabbed.
Damn. So this is like he's getting intimate with dudes.
Well, I'm just talking
allegedly.
about the murders that happened during that time period in the gay village. That was typically what happened to these men there.
Yeah.
Now, as we would learn later, in relation to the 8 murders that he copped to, they usually involve BDSM, fucking strangulation, even like a guy that got away. There's actually a pretty funny video of a guy talking about his chance encounter with Bruce McArthur, where during the interview he's feeding his dog treats as he's talking about almost being murdered. But he says like he knew Bruce McArthur, and they went back to his place, and during this time, he thought they're just going to engage in sex, but Bruce McArthur started like choking him so severely. He's like, I thought my neck was going to break.
Was he a big dude by the time he grew up?
Bruce McArthur?
Yeah,
he was a pretty big guy. I think he ended up. I would say he was. I think he was like 5'10" and over 200 pounds.
Okay.
So when you see some of the gay dating apps that he's involved in, it speaks to his heft.
Yeah.
So, all right. So during this time, going back, during the mid 70s, he still has a tenuous relationship with his parents. His dad gets a brain tumor. And then during the time where his dad gets a brain tumor, his mom finds another boyfriend. And they're still married. So he's able to reconnect with his dad, and he holds a lot of animosity towards his mom for this. So it seems like a kind of situation where he would be able to kind of maybe resolve some of those issues he had with his dad. Because they did grow closer. But, ultimately, like, I don't know, how that bodes for future behavior. All right, so in 1978, he gets a gig in the gay village again with McGregor Socks. Now,
What's this mean? What's that?
It's not a euphemism for anything. It's McGregor Socks.
The sports brand?
Yeah, he goes from department store to department store, like
Gotcha.
refilling their supply, checking to see what people are buying.
Okay.
Just gauging interest on what people might buy.
McGregor Socks. Did that in college once, and
You did?
It wasn't for me.
No, how'd it go?
Didn't walk right for a few days.
Sorry to hear that, man. I'll try the one in the gay village. They're pretty good. So he gets a gig with them, and he's a traveling salesman. Now, by his own admission, like his cheating on his wife with men didn't happen during this time period, but it had to have been hard not to.
Yeah, he had not been gay at all. Like, he'd done anything gay yet.
By his admission, no.
Okay.
But I can't imagine how a dude with that kind of freedom could hold back and not just bust some cheeks out.
Do you think living and working in that area turned him gay?
We should try, dude. Dude, let's do an internship
Move to
in the
Chelsea
gay village. Yeah.
I don't know. There's a gay neighborhood here. It's called the Gayborhood.
Yeah.
Maybe even better than Gay Village.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I like gay village better. But he's still trying to walk the straight and narrow. So in 1979, he buys a house for his wife in a suburb of Toronto called Oshawa. That's like 40 miles east of Toronto.
Okay.
So all his birth, his upbringing, his extended family life, this is all happening in and around Toronto.
Yeah.
So I think it's worth noting like what the murder rates are. So just for frame of reference, in 2016, there were 611 homicides in all of Canada.
Jesus Christ.
So compared to the fucking U.S., one of the statistics I saw was in 2020 alone, there were over 1,000 murders in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I think Philly's got 400 gun homicides this year.
We're gonna beat everybody this year.
Yeah.
I got a good feeling.
Canada, you're going down again.
So I think it just speaks volumes to just how fucking shocking all this shit ended up being.
Right, yeah.
On top of like one, I don't know if like this shit is as sensationalized in Canada, but on top of that, just from aside from the sensational aspect, like just seeing it on a day-to-day basis, like you told me that, and like about Philly having that many murders, and it didn't even faze me, just
Yeah.
because you just see it all the time in the news.
Right, yeah, every night.
Like I can't imagine like not only seeing death, homicides in Canada, but knowing that there's a fucking serial killer that was nice to people and that was known to people as well.
Right. Yeah, he's not like fucking lurking in the woods.
No, so at 1979, he bought that house, and like he's continuing this family life. In 1981, by 1981, he and his wife Janice have 2 kids, Melanie and Todd. So Todd ends up becoming quite the little stinker himself.
Ooh.
You might enjoy this, although some of it's pretty awful too.
Do you think he's soft coming into his wife?
Who?
Bruce?
Bruce?
Do you think he's coming soft
I don't know, man,
to make
dude.
these kids?
Dude, fucking.
Or do you think he's fucking her butt and then
Pete-
pulls out and puts
look,
it in the?
I was about to say pizza's
pussy.
great anytime, but pussy's great anytime. You can eat pizza whenever. It's the same for pussy. Like even if you don't want it, you can go for some. So by 1981, they have these fucking 2 kids, and Todd is a fucking little stinker, dude.
What's he doing?
He ends up getting diagnosed with something called telephone scatologia.
What the fuck is that?
Como se dice, a jerky boys. So telephone scatologia is like somebody who just can't stop making dirty phone calls.
That's a real fucking
Yeah,
thing?
dude. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's very Italian sounding.
Yeah, it explains why I had it in 7th grade.
Oh! Ma, I'm on the phone. What do you need? Trying to get a lady to put a butt on the phone. Why? A sandwich and some milk, all right? So, put your butt on the phone, please.
Put your butt on the phone.
I don't know what creeps say in these phone calls, dude. John, tell me. Pretend you're calling me, and then tell me how you would harass me on the phone call.
To make it sexual and dirty?
Whatever you want to make yourself hard. So,
Wait,
hello.
Hey, is this Mike?
Speaking.
You like scary movies, bitch?
I'm more of a romantic comedy guy, but sometimes.
Do you want to fuck my pussy?
How big's your pussy, sir?
Fuck, I don't know. I'm too young
'Cause
to know if it's big or small.
Because I got a 4-inch dick. Will that fit?
Who's he calling?
Dog, he's just calling random ladies. Now,
Is he like a phone book out, or is he just like fucking dialing numbers?
probably at this time. Eventually, Todd McArthur.
This is like the 80s, right?
This was 1993.
The kid?
So the kid started getting in trouble for fucking for making these fucked up phone calls in 1993. Now, I jokingly mentioned the Jerky Boys a minute ago, but it's worth noting the Jerky Boys' first album came out in 1993. So I wonder if he got fired up after listening to that.
Absolutely.
Started making these phone calls, which progressed into like him also hitting puberty at this time, and then probably having creep DNA on top of that shit.
Yeah, so the only way he could get off is by making somebody uncomfortable on the other line.
And put their butt on the phone.
This is something you must have done as a child.
Put my butt on the phone. Yeah, dude. Anytime any like bill collector called to ask to speak to my parents, I just plant my cheeks right on the fucking receiver. Hello, may I speak to Frank?
Wait, that's what your butt sounds like?
Probably, dude.
Does it just sound like a sound? Can you only hear it when you put a receiver up to the
You're
butt?
gonna find out one of these days. Just wait. Just wait till you get a phone call at 2:00 this morning.
I'll be up. I'll be waiting for it.
I know you will, baby.
You know who's going to answer?
Who?
My butt.
Fuck. Dude, what if our butts became friends? Your butt has to sleep over my butt's house.
Yeah, I think our butts need to get an apartment together, actually. Is your butt ever wearing a bikini?
Oh, dude, you and your fucking bikinis. Oh, dude, I got to add one more thing about Todd. I just wanted to point out him engaging in this behavior because I think it probably points to some fucked up shit that he experiences as a kid.
Yeah.
Which I think goes into, like, Bruce probably doing something very fucked up earlier than the shit he got popped for. You know what I'm saying? So if Todd's doing this shit in the early 90s, odds are he's seeing some weird fucked up shit that's priming this behavior. And I'm guessing it's coming from his father, who ended up becoming a sex murderer.
And you think he was just acting weird at home? Just general weirdness?
Some weird shit, dude. I didn't read anything about like any kind of like molestation or anything like that. However, I don't know, man. Maybe he found out about like the dad being into, you know, BDSM and shit like that. And
yeah,
I don't fucking know.
Okay.
But one thing I'm going to add in regards to Todd before I moved on here is that Todd was ultimately convicted for over 24 dirty phone call related offenses.
Dude, you go to jail for that?
Dude, you can go to jail for putting your butt on the phone for a lady.
Did the Jerky Boys all go to jail? Is that why I had to stop making CDs?
Oh God, is he locking them up? So Todd's a fucking wild dude, and dude, even
Before he's 18, he gets convicted of this shit?
well, he got convicted for that, and like that was like part of the reason that contributed to his parents' financial troubles. So by like the late 90s, the parents' finances are in disarray, in part because Todd required so much legal assistance. Dude, imagine your fucking money's getting fucked up because your kid can't keep his dick off the phone.
It's actually one of the funnier reasons to bankrupt your family. Every time I'm looking at the bills, I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty good stuff you did here, Todd.
Dude, imagine having to like have an intervention for your son, not because he's into drugs, but he just can't stop asking people, "Oh yeah, hi, I was wondering if your refrigerator's running." Todd, off the fucking phone now.
Oh man.
So, dude, during this time, Todd's fucking everything up. Bruce ends up becoming more active in his church because I think his urges are becoming more unmanageable. So, according to his probation officer, he became more active in the church to try to ward off gay feelings.
Okay. Well, you went to the wrong place, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. And one of the things he ended up doing was he was like organized a group where they would like decorate little Christmas houses. So if you're trying to ward off gay feelings, like, my God, man.
Making miniature art.
Yeah. That's like going swimming to overcome your fear of drowning. All right. So he's getting into this shit, and by 1997, they get separated.
Okay.
And then 1999, he just has to flat out declare bankruptcy because his finances are so fucked up. In
the
large
butt
part
phone calls.
from Todd putting his fucking cheeks on the goddamn phone.
Dude, imagine just fucking heating up a can of beans around a trash can fire with
Oh
your
my God,
fingerless
dude.
gloves and being like, that fucking kid. That fucking kid had to put his butt on the phone again.
I mean, well, I guess cell phones weren't out at this time, but my God, like if you have a loved one and he's getting into butt phone trouble, get him a goddamn prepaid phone.
Get him a burner, for Christ's sake. Give him $1 to go down to the payphone, for crying out loud.
Just give him a handful of quarters, tell him to have at it. It's like, when it's done, it's done. Don't ask me for any more.
I'm picking you up at 6, all right?
You have a collect call from Todd's butt. All right, so by 1997, they're separated, and like he's fucking going full on into his sexuality, baby.
Yeah.
He's hitting the gay village proper. So he's hitting the gay village. He actually gets into a relationship with a man. It's pretty fucking cool. He's in this relationship for about 4 years. So this is crossing over into 2000.
Yeah.
He's also getting into landscaping. He ends up... we'll
Like
get
as
to
a
that.
business or like...
Well, initially just as a landscaper, but eventually he starts his own business called Artistic Designs. So I think initially it was just like him being a landscaper just because it's something he liked doing. He liked gardening.
Yeah.
Eventually, like he scales it up a bit and has his own business. Now, his first documented instance of violence happens on Halloween 2001.
Spooky season.
It does it to everybody, man. He's doing the mash. So he's out there. There isn't a lot of documentation on this because his record of this crime ended up getting expunged. So it's basically whatever he ended up telling people combined with what the victim ended up telling people. So the victim was a guy named Mark Henderson who was had multiple occupations. He was an actor. He was a model. He was a nurse and a sex worker.
It's a busy week.
It is, man. By his account, he says he was bringing Bruce McArthur up to his apartment to show him his Halloween costume. What do you think he was going as that Halloween?
Sexy nurse.
Probably, dude. I was going to go with Slutty Dracula. But, dude, he's inviting Bruce McArthur up to his apartment, presumably for sex work.
Yeah.
Before he could even open the fucking door, Bruce McArthur takes out a fucking iron pipe, starts beating him with it.
Jesus Christ.
fucking smashes him in the head with it, smashes his hands up as he's defending himself. He's able to get away and call 911.
Wow.
Now this is Bruce's first documented act of violence. So
At about 50-something years old.
So 2001, he was born in 51. He was 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mark's able to call the police. They come, tells him it was Bruce. Bruce bails. However, Bruce ends up turning himself in.
Okay.
So Bruce ends up turning himself in. I mean, it's a significant act of violence.
Yeah,
Like,
it's fucking crazy.
It's a crazy man's crime.
Yeah, he fucked that guy up, like...
He fucked him up bad, but not to the point where it was
Didn't
like
have, like,
irreparable
brain trauma
damage.
or something, yeah.
No, it's just like, thank God he wasn't able to get his Halloween costume off first. Because could you imagine having to deal with police dressed up as Dracula?
No, I don't want to fuck your butt.
911, do you have an emergency? Yes, good evening. All right, so dude, he gets sentenced to 729 days in jail.
Okay.
However,
That's a weird... Canadians just do days up there?
dude, it gets even fucking weirder. It's a conditional sentence, so he doesn't technically have to serve those days.
Yeah.
In Canada, I guess you can do this shit. I guess you can just promise to be a good boy and they'll fucking let you go. However, because this was technically his first offense, it bought him a lot of leeway.
Yeah.
So it was a conditional sentence. So as long as he didn't fucking get in any trouble, he could avoid going to jail for that period of time. More importantly, there were two other vital stipulations to him not having to serve this sentence. Do you want to guess what they were?
He's not allowed to leave the gay village. And he's not allowed to bake
Butter tarts?
butter tarts.
Dude, you're actually not far off. You never cease to amaze me with how good you are at this shit. He's actually not allowed in the gay village.
Okay. Well, that's the opposite of what I said.
Yeah, but you were.
I was
you
sniffing
knew it was-
around along
yeah.
the right lines.
Yeah, you were sniffing, pal.
Don't come to this neighborhood. That's
Yeah, you can't hang out in the gay
weird.
village. And the other one was you can't take poppers.
Oh my god. Are you fucking serious?
The judge told him he's not allowed to take poppers.
That is fucking crazy.
Dude.
Are they still a thing?
What,
Poppers?
poppers?
Yeah.
Probably, dude.
Is it prescription? Or is it always on the black market?
I don't know, man. That's a great question. So if anybody out there knows if you can get poppers
Yeah, please sell us
at
some.
CVS, let us know.
I've been constipated.
Dude. Yeah, let John know so I can shove my 4-inch dick in his ass. But dude, I've read like this quote from a fucking a detective where he's like, "There's no way any of this shit's enforceable. So why even
Right.
present him with these
Yeah,
stipulations?
just too
Like,
fake.
Unless we catch him in the act, how are we going to know if he's doing fucking poppers or not?
Taking poppers just out on the street in the gay village.
Yeah, it's just like his toe right over the gay village like line. Like, oh boys.
Oh boys, my asshole is becoming loose.
So,
Not allowed to take poppers. God damn, that judge is a fucking hoot.
dude, what do you think they would get you if you did something similar? What two things would probably punish you the most?
Definitely the poppers thing. Can't live without my
Yep.
poppers. If they said I couldn't smoke weed or watch The Impractical Jokers, that
Okay.
would just be like, fucking put me on death row, brother.
All right, so
Just fucking kill me, man.
lethal popper injection. Your asshole's just like this by the time you're dead.
It just swallows me to death.
Oh man, that'd be fun. Like just to see how big we can get our assholes. That'd be good Patreon content. So maybe we'll put that on there.
Yeah, when we get to 5,000 patrons, me and Mike will both try to make our assholes as big as possible.
All right, so at this point, he's kind of getting away with a vicious attack. So he ends up starting his own landscaping company called Artistic Designs. He caters primarily to elderly women.
Okay.
Seems very personable, even to people in the neighborhood who aren't aware of like what he did to this guy Mark Henderson, and just in general, people seem to like him. So it's not a large scale business, but it's big enough as to where like he has a couple employees, and this shit reminds me a lot of what Gacy would do because a couple of the people that ended up missing were involved in his landscaping business. So now we're getting closer to him getting into the murders. Before I get into that, though, also during this time, it's worth noting that this is when he begins his little stinker Santa Claus phase.
That's what I was about to ask.
So
is he starting to look like Santa Claus, or he just
he does.
puts
Yeah.
the costume
So
on?
as he gets older, like he looks more and more. He's got the fucking white hair, white beard, fucking rosy cheeks. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, and I forgot to mention all the fucking apps that he was fucking clapping cheeks on.
What do you mean?
Dog. So split from his wife in '97. In 2002, the apps are starting to fucking come out.
Well, for what?
For fucking sex, dude.
Like Grinder and shit.
Grinder's one of them.
There weren't even fucking smartphones in 2004.
Fucking, he was on Recon. He was on.
These are like websites.
Yes.
Yeah.
But well, yeah, I guess using a website in what today would be an app. Like now
Right.
they're apps.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, but he's going on these websites.
You had me fucked up for a minute.
All right, I'm
I was
sorry,
like,
dude.
I didn't get the internet till 2003, so fucking I'm a little confused on some stuff.
I'm sorry. Well, if your asshole's too tight right now because of me blowing smoke up, and I'll give you a fucking popper. All right, dude. Christ, dude. All right, dude. He's on fucking Recon. He's on a site called Silver Daddies. So he's a Silver Daddy at this point.
Oh yeah.
Fucking.
He's not looking for him. He's like putting himself up as
Right,
a silver
yeah.
daddy. Yeah.
He's on Bear 411. He is on Scruff.
And Mike, have you ever heard of these as apps before?
I went on them. Dude,
No
and
way.
I did. And
went on
dude, I have to note my favorite was Squirt, and I'll get to that in a second. But
But there was a line of men outside when I got to your house.
dude, the great thing, I had it like before I started like researching them, and I was like, oh fuck, I gotta call my wife, because like if I happen to have like a heart attack today, and it's like she knows my phone password,
Yeah.
and it's like if the last thing she sees going through my phone that I was on Squirt, Grinder, fucking Man Jam, and Bear 411, like my whole life's been a lie.
Jamie, I'm doing research with a guy named Ken. I'm going to be away for a couple days.
Dude, so on Squirt, dude, it's got to be great for the purpose that it's used for, but also it's so helpful because part of the greatness of Squirt is that like it's just dudes alerting other dudes in regards to like what the current hotspots are to hook up.
Okay.
So
just
it's
like cruising, or like this is where we can go.
It seems to be primarily cruising.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, dude, go to fucking the Burger King bathroom on McDade Boulevard,
Yeah.
dude. That's where it's at right now. And then if something else starts to pop off, they're like, yeah, dude, go to fucking Modell's.
and it's
in
all on like
Clifton
a
Heights.
daily basis.
Dude, it's updating constantly. So if
dude.
if you're
you want to know where the gays are.
if you're trying to be bad in public,
Yeah.
Squirt is where it's at.
Damn.
And now seems like a great time to welcome our newest sponsor, Squirt. No, but Squirt, if you're listening, we would gladly fucking endorse you.
I will be gay for 1 week if you sponsor us.
1 week gay trial.
Send over
no
a
strings attached.
bottle of poppers, and I'll get a handsome headshot.
All right, so got that out of the way, but yeah, like, dude, I think it was from 2003. I don't know if he did this every year, but I think he started in 2003 with Santa Claus at the Agincourt Mall, and then there's photographic evidence of him working there up until 2016.
Okay. Yeah, he was becoming a lifer Santa Claus.
But dude, like the wild thing is that like despite his conviction for beating a man nearly to death on Halloween with a fucking pipe,
Yeah,
he's able to work around children.
That is seems like the mall didn't do their research on this one,
Dude,
But it got expunged. You said, right?
But dude, that the conviction would stand, but the details surrounding what happened would still be there.
So if you did a background check on him applying to be a Santa Claus at a mall, you would see that he did go to or get convicted of whatever the
Right, yeah, and also too, like
technical
it
term
got
for the
expunged.
assault was.
Dude, I think his shit got expunged in 2014. So if he's working as Santa Claus at the Agincourt Mall as early as 2003, this is still going to be on the record.
Yeah.
So, dude, I looked into this to find out what kind of requirements are needed to become a mall Santa Claus in Canada.
Yeah.
I found this interview with a criminal lawyer named David Butt.
Oh on.
Serendipitous,
Did you
dude.
know?
I swear to, I did not.
You motherfucker.
Dude, I swear to God. So I found this.
I need to talk to him on the phone.
Fucking Todd already did, dude. Dude, what if that was Todd's lawyer?
I know, that's what I was getting at.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ, man. So even David Butt, a criminal lawyer, agreed that they should be more extensive. And then the Toronto Licensing Standards Committee issued a statement saying that there's insufficient evidence to suggest that children are at risk without these standards in place, which is utterly insane.
Yeah.
And also that they made this statement after fucking Bruce McArthur was found to be a fucking serial killer hanging out around children.
Yeah.
All right. So at this point, all right, I think we're gonna end part one on this part.
Okay.
We're gonna head over to Patreon for part two of the Bruce McArthur episode. I promise there's gonna be more butt stuff. We're probably gonna get John to try a fucking popper. Who knows? Maybe all three of us will fucking take poppers for part two and see what our buttholes lead us.
Yeah. We're probably gonna link to OnlyFans after this Patreon episode.
Oh, I can't wait, dude. How great would it be if we turned our Patreon onto an OnlyFans? We're gonna put up a video of Jake pulling his cheeks apart for everybody. It's really gonna be a lot for your money. So go over to patreon.com/Lil Stinkers. That's LIL Stinkers. You can check out the other stuff we put up. Check out part two of this episode. And also later this month, we're going to do a live stream, which is basically just going to be like an Ask Us Anything.
Yeah.
We'll talk about maybe some people you want to see on future Little Stinkers. We'll just shoot the shit about, different murders that you guys are interested in and us being creeps. And we'll undoubtedly get more into poppers on the live stream. That's happening
we'll tell
later
you all
this
about
month
the poppers.
too. We'll come up with a specific date, maybe sometime next week.
Yeah.
A date and time, and I can't wait. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because
We'll find Jake, I feel like, and then
yes,
we'll drag Jake from the hellish basement conditions he's in right to the live stream.
we'll have him meet his new baby first.
Yeah, well, no, I don't think there's going to be time for that. He can go
all right.
after.
Yeah, don't wait. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get him some poppers, get him loosened up, and then he can go home and talk to his kid for the first time.
God, I'm so hungry for poppers right now.
All right, so listen, we're heading over to patreon.com/Lil Stinkers. Thank you to those of you that have become patrons thus far. The support is incredible, and we can't wait to see more of you over there. All right, guys, see you there.
Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.